Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Azizah, and this is my presentation of the summary for my final examination. First, we have phonemes and allophone. Let's talk about phoneme first. What is phoneme? Phoneme is the smallest meaning distinguishing sounds unit in a language. Let's take an example. We have berry and belly here. We can see that they are just different in one feature, which is manner of articulation. But phonemes can differentiate the meanings, so we have to distinguish the pronunciation of r and l sounds in this word, because they have a contrast meaning, and remember that we have to be careful in pronouncing some sounds, because otherwise we will mispronounce it and it will give different meaning. Next, what's the difference between phones and phonemes? Phones is what you actually hear, and they are a psychical reality, while phonemes are a mental reality, and phonemes do not exist outside our mind, they exist in our mind. Here we have minimal pairs. What is minimal pairs? Minimal pairs is when words that have the same number of sounds and they differ in only one sound, and those sounds are in the same position. Let's take an example. Let's see low and row here. Low and row just differ in only one sound, which is l and r sounds, and those sounds are in the same position. But we cannot say words as a minimal pairs if they differ in only one sound, but those sounds are in different position. And if you look for minimal pairs, don't look at the number of letters of the actual words like this, but look when they are already transcribed. Next, allophone. Allophone don't contribute to distinguish the meaning in English. In English, when p in initial position, you should pronounce it with a lot of puff of air or aspirated. But when p in final position or after s sounds, you can pronounce it normally or without a puff of air, or we can say not aspirated. But because allophone don't contribute to distinguish the meaning, p with aspirated or p without aspirated don't get a new word, and it's not a two different phonemes in English. Let's take an example. P in initial position pronounced like pause. Pause, they are puff of air, while p in final position like map, map, or spine after s sound, they are unaspirated sounds. So here we can get a conclusion. Phonemes are contrastive, while allophone are non-contrastive, and phonemes have unpredictable distribution, while allophone have predictable distribution. So next we have distribution of speech sounds. So distribution here refers to the set of phonetics environments in which a phone occurs. The phonetics environment of a sound consists of the sounds that surround it, the sounds that precede it, and the sounds that follow it. So for distribution, first we have contrastive distribution. Contrastive distribution is the situation in which two phones occurs in the same environment and the result in a semantic contrast. To determine whether contrastive distribution of two sounds occurs in a given language or a given dataset, you need two words that have the same numbers of phones and that differ in one phone in the same position, and the result different meaning, or we know as minimal pairs. Let's take an example. Here, we have a shoe and zoo. When we transcribe them into APA symbols and see they have the same number of fonts and differ in one position, and we can call them minimal pairs. And we should be careful because if we mispronounce it, it will becomes different meanings. The last one we have complementary distribution. What is complementary distribution? Complementary distribution is a relation between the variants of a phonemes, each of which occurs in a certain set of phonological environment. These variants are called allophone. In other words, a phoneme takes a slightly different from, for example, it becomes a different allophones, depending on the environment in which it appears. For example, we have 3 different examples here. First, the in initial position, as in the word town. Town. We can see they are aspirated or puff of air when we say the in initial position. Next, the after s sounds like town, town. They are unaspirated. And the in final position, as in the word red, red. We can see they're unaspirated. So there is 2 kind of the. They are aspirated, as in initial position, and unaspirated, as in final position and after sounds. Only words initially followed by vowels, it becomes aspirated. But like in the word troll, they are unaspirated because they are followed by consonant, so they are becomes unaspirated. So I think that's all. Sorry for all the mistakes and thank you for your attention. Thank you.